Hello, everybody. Welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm Dave.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
Woohoo! We are joined by Jeff this week. Jeff is going to be painting some cool stuff. Are we both?
I am.
We're both painting stuff from Steamforged.
We are, like crazy epic encounters models.
Yay!
Which are awesome sets. I love these guys.
They are indeed. But yes, Gretchen is not with us this week, so Jeff is filling in ably.
Yay.
I hope.
I told you I'm the Joan Rivers of Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm always here to fill in.
Awesome.
Again, if you don't understand the Tonight Show from the Carson days, you don't get the Joan Rivers reference.
So you're saying that you need to be old?
Yeah, pretty much. We learned on the last time I was on here that I was way older than I thought compared to the rest of Leona and Gretchen. they were fondly reminiscing about things, and I was like, "Oh man, I was well out of college by the time that happened." And they're like, "I was like."
That's good. Well, we have somebody who's older than both of us. Josh Potter is in the chat. So, hi, Josh. I got no idea how old Josh is. I hope he's older than me. But Josh says, hopefully we'll have a nice, calm, quiet time, drinking chamomile tea and speaking in hushed NPR tones.
We'll be painting our happy little minis.
We shall. Oh, wow.
And Dave's going to break his happy little mini. And
that was it. Sean is here. Hello, Sean. Hey, Dave. Good to see you. Hey, Betsy. I'm looking around the camera stand here. That's okay. I'll lean forward and then I can look. Betsy says, hello, Dave and Jeff. Yay, Steamforged Games.
Hello.
Very cool. Dave almost says we are old. Yep.
Is that better?
Dave will be 50 in October. Is that old enough? That is plenty old enough.
That is old, yes. That is older than I am. So
yeah, me too.
I'll be 40. I'll be 48 in September.
So. There you go. 49 in June for me.
Yes.
17 for Leona. Yes. Maybe 18.
Some
I don't know.
Yeah. Is that better?
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Leona has been moving the monitor around. So it's not something you guys could see, but
you didn't feel yourselves moving like the chat screen.
All good. Hello. Stop dating yourselves. That's fine. Hello, JT. And Betsy will be 40 on Monday. There we go. Happy birthday for Monday.
Woo,
Make sure you take some time off and paint some minis.
It's President's Day, so hopefully you have the day off.
Paint some presidential minis.
Yes.
Maybe
there is some
something in a like stovepipe hat.
There's some the newest Zombicide had a box of presidents.
Oh, really?
From second edition, yes.
Or was it the dead presidents?
I can't remember if they were the dead ones or if they were the heroes. Like I think they might have been like a box of the heroes. You could get like Obama and Jimmy Carter to go and kill zombies with. And,
oh wow! Okay, cool.
As you do.
They'd be number 1, number 2 on my team.
Yes, right.
Maybe not.
I don't know, Jimmy Carter's still kicking at like 95, pretty.
Oh, sure, yeah. He'd be like number 3,
right?
Like on like all time team, but definitely good. So you're painting.
I'm painting one of the spider riders from the Epic Encounter Goblin Czar set. They have 4 of these awesome little spider rider guys in there, and they're super creepy and spidery. I've also recently watched all the extended editions of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings over the past week, so I'm kind of spidery on the mind with Mirkwood and Shelob and everything else. So
nice.
Did you see the new Rings of Power trailer?
I did. I basically watched the Super Bowl just for that, because I didn't care much about Super Bowl this year.
It was funny because my brother and I were watching, and we were like, wait, this is it.
Yeah, I got to a point and I'm like, hey, we were supposed to get a Lord of the Rings trailer, and then it literally came on the screen as I thought that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Excellent. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was
yeah, it's exciting.
Cool.
I can't wait to see. It is premiering on my birthday, so that is very exciting as well.
Excellent. That'll be good.
Which is September 2nd, if you don't know when the Lord of the Rings is.
Excellent. Facebook user, hi, howdy from an older gentleman.
That-
Mike Schaefer.
oh, okay.
Oh, Mike Schaefer? Shades? Cool. Hey, Shades.
Yes.
At first, I thought that was like that was almost like a Tinder level introduction. Hello from an older gentleman. Like,
All right.
okay, let's back that down a little bit.
Fantastic. Do you like pina coladas? No? Okay, great. Excellent. Welcome, Mike. Sean says he turned 50 about 4 weeks ago. Fantastic. I'm glad that you are forging that path for us. All good. Dave has to work on Monday, but yay, holiday pay. Fantastic. I also have to work, but because I work for myself, no holiday pay. It's just what it is. I'm not getting down on it.
I mean, I also have to work on Monday. No
I
holiday
think
pay.
basically,
Holiday
unless
pay.
you work for the government, you're working on Monday
All right.
Yeah.
or a bank.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Fantastic.
So, Dave, did you say what you're painting?
I haven't said that yet. No, I'm painting the Serpent Folk Brute. I think I picked the model. There's also 4 of these in the box set for the Chambers of the Serpent Folk from Steamforged. I brought the little booklet along so we can check out parts of that later. And amusingly enough, you know, normally when I paint these sort of things, I go for the box art. I am not going for the box art. I'm matching the snakes to the big Serpent King, whatever he's called, that we painted last. Did we paint that last year? Must have been last year.
It was actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in December, so it was right at the end of the year.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want me to show it?
Yeah. So I have been
me
painting
just
up some.
Move it
Ooh,
real quick.
there we go. So yeah, I painted. I painted that in December. Then, thank you for the timing on that. I couldn't remember. And I painted up the Half-Bloods, the Serpent Folk Half-Bloods, which are the dudes with the bows and arrows and the sword and shield, and the legs, serpents with legs. I painted those yesterday.
Yeah, those look
So
great.
they're coming along. So very excited. The WizKids Warlock tiles that are below them there, or around them, are I painted those up today. So it was fun. I did like a 2-stage prime with the paint. I did sprayed them with fur brown from the Army Painter first, let that dry, and then sprayed them from the top with Desert Yellow, and then dry brushed them with like Bone White from Vallejo. Then the little stones that I sort of picked out there, like a thin wash of red leather from Vallejo. And then once that was all dry, a dry brush with Off-White from the Vallejo Game Color range, because I'm running out of ivory. And last time I was at Games and Stuff, they were also out of ivory.
Vallejo has been very hard to come by. We
Yeah.
finally got a fairly big restock, but they were out of like a lot of staples still, like from every distributor. It's hard to get black and white and bone and just some of the things that I'm sure every store is trying to order. And but before the most recent like restock, it literally had been about 18 months since anyone had gotten any Vallejo from any of the major distributors in the country. It was ridiculous.
That's crazy. Well, I'm glad to be able to
More
get
fun of the global shipping, crisis and everything else.
Yeah.
Also, hi, Ashlyn. Thanks for joining.
Oh.
Apparently, Nova Scotia is currently having a hurricane.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hurricane level winds. So if I disappear abruptly, I've lost power.
We're supposed
flown
to
to
have like
Og.
60-mile-an-hour gusts tonight here, which is going to be fun to drive the Beltway home.
Yeah, that won't be fun at all.
Yeah, no.
When Jeff says fun, he means not fun. Cool. Dave Hummel also says, good to be working for the Gov. Hi, Wyatt. Good to see you up there. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. It says, the Serpent King, the blue and orange snack that has a starring role in your new book. That Serpent King? Yep, that's the one. So yes, Josh has brought it up, so we'll mention it. I'm sure you all know. So the Kickstarter is for the tremendous tome of Decorating Dungeons is up at the moment.
It's now 1 week old.
Yep, 1 week old. So we had a good start. Had a good start to it. Had a reasonable weekend. We had a good Monday. We had a reasonable Tuesday, Wednesday. Things have been very quiet today. I'm not sure what's going on. But, was plugging away. We are at almost 80%.
Yep, 70, it was 76-ish, 77, something like that. Percent.
But getting very close. So we're excited about that. We've got all sorts of plans. I'm painting the serpents up because I'm excited to do a big feature build on the what did you call it? You called it the sinister sands of the serpent people.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Lots of
Yes, it was. The alliteration was very deliberate.
Very sibilant.
Yes.
So, yep. So,
and my goblins here will feature into the Depths of Eternal Darkness adventure. If we get to there, and the big Underdark featured build that I'll be working on for the book.
Yep. Pretty.
Just think of Underdark. You think drow and spiders and goblin servants and all kinds of crazy stuff, and so we're hoping to showcase all those creepy crawlies.
Yep. I think that'll be neat.
Also, hello to
Betsy got her art of books
Ironclad
today.
Oh, fantastic. Cool.
Yeah, I got my email that it's on its way.
So it's on its way. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, the last weekend I went down to, the Friday actually, I drove down to Tennessee to help Alex at Ironheart Artisans get everything packed up. So Alex and his wife Beth and myself and a friend Phil packed 660 boxes. Most of them with 3 books or more, which is very cool. So, it was a lot of heavy lifting. But glad that they've arrived. Hope you're going to enjoy them, Betsy. Oh, JT got the on the way email. Very cool. Sean got an email a couple of days ago. Yep. So I think because of the way the automated system worked, it was basically midnight on Sunday night is when the emails went out. And then Alex dropped all of the books off at his local post office. He prepped them beforehand, and they moved benches and that sort of thing out onto the loading dock and scanned everything as it came off the truck.
Oh, that's very cool.
Made it a lot faster.
That sounds like some good Southern hospitality right there.
Yep. Yeah. He does a lot of business through his local post office, so as long as he takes care of them, they take care of him.
That's excellent.
Definitely good.
My local post office told me when I said, "Hey, we had a bunch of stuff, from the web store not scanned in. Why isn't this, people like their tracking numbers?" And they looked at me and said, "Oh." I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks."
Yeah. That's
no.
a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Also, Wyatt was asking, I need to get some bases. Does anyone have any recommendation?
Oh, some.
Do you have a size you're trying to get specifically?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest place to start.
Yeah, a size, and also are you looking for plain bases? Are you looking for detailed bases? resin bases, that kind of thing.
There's not a lot out there right now, unless you're going to like a small like Dragon Forge or something for some resin. If you're just looking for plastic bases, between Games Workshop and Reaper, those are the main places to get some of those.
Right.
Which I know Reaper is doing more new sizes and inserts and toppers for they just launched another Kickstarter for their base boss line.
Okay, cool. I've not seen that. Raw.
He's very blue.
He is. He's going to be even bluer. Maybe a little bit less purpley. I'm going to have fun with that. I think I threw some purple in there because I don't know if you folks, anybody who was watching last week's show, the camera's still washing it out quite a bit, but Leona popped in some purple shading on the musculature on her barbarian.
Yeah.
So you can kinda
It's a
see it.
lot brighter in person. The blue is.
A lot brighter on camera, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to leave some of that purple in there and highlight up from that with the you can see the two brighter blues that I've got on my palette there. This one's deep sky blue, and the other one is blue green. But,
Mike was asking, what are people's Adepticon plans?
Oh, plans for Adepticon? I will be going. You're not heading out to Adepticon?
I'm not. I'm going to Gen Con, but not Adepticon.
Okay. And you'll be at Gamma the week
I'll
before,
be at the Gamma
right?
trade show the week before, so yeah.
So,
It's a bit of a whole week of Gamma would be hard to then come back and also then go to Adepticon for 4 days, and there was timing didn't work out.
no, that's fair. That's fair. At the I will be at Adepticon. I'll be spending most of my time around the hobby area. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, I'll be helping out Damon Drescher, the hobby czar. I'll be helping him out this year. So I expect I will see you around there, Shades. Be all good. Jason has arrived. Sorry I'm late. Did I missing anything important? Everything's important, Jason. Everything. So, but no, you're all good. We're painting minis from Steamforged. I'm working on a Serpent Folk Brute, and Jeff is working on a
Goblin Spider Rider.
Goblin Spider Rider.
Goblin?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Goblin riding it.
Yep. These goblins look very scary. Almost as scary as the spiders.
The spiders are very dynamic compared to the old,
Yep.
very skinny GW Spider Riders that were very compact.
Right, yep. But no, I think they look quite cool. Josh says, yes, the Reaper Base Boss 2 Kickstarter. So you could possibly check that out, but I'm not sure when that's going to fulfill. Shay says, Micro-Art Studio has a huge range of thematic bases, which is cool. Micro-Art Studio are out of Poland.
Yes.
But they do some lovely bases. Sean says he should get his Art of books on Saturday, which will be cool. Dave Hummel is doing blue for a librarian for a palette cleanser. That's good after all that red. I think that's a nice palette cleanser. Betsy says we're going to Board Game Geek in Dallas. When's that happening, Betsy? Is that the same weekend as Adepticon, or
No, BGG is usually around Thanksgiving time, early November-ish, a week or two before Thanksgiving. My buddy goes to that often, who's a big board game fan.
Cool.
And you have to. I mean, I'm just old, so they play board games for 18 hours a day. They literally play till the wee hours and just one giant board game after another. A chance to play games. It lasts 6-8 hours, whatever. And I don't know that I have the stamina for that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I was able to play war games for more than 6 hours in a day.
Yeah.
But no,
I would always be thinking, where are we doing dinner? Drinks at? I was like,
somebody brings you a foil wrapped hot dog. You're
Yeah, no, not really what I wanted. I was excited about the going out somewhere tonight.
JT says no Adepticon for me. Gen Con this year though, first time. Cool. I'm also hoping to go to Gen Con. I haven't worked out my plans completely yet, but fingers crossed.
I have my badge and my hotel's booked, and I am ready for Gen Con. Though, as is the case these days, I got my hotel thing 2 hours out. They give you a window of when you can book your hotel, and it was only 2 hours after registration opened, and by that point, the only things were available were out by the airport.
Oh, all right, really?
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always kind of annoying in that regard.
So I suspect then I'll be looking for a floor somewhere. Does anybody have a floor in Indianapolis?
So luckily, my friend who I go with, my best friend from high school, he drives because he lives in Detroit, so it's not a huge drive for him.
Yep.
So he'll just book a parking spot, with a parking app. So we'll just drive in each day, and
All right. Yep.
because when you do stay out by the airport, the hotels are much cheaper, which is nice because they can be quite expensive if you're staying right downtown.
Yeah. This is absolutely true.
Betsy says BGG is twice this year. Oh, they're doing the May
wow.
one, the Memorial Day time, or May 27th through 30th.
Well, that's cool. I guess trying to catch up.
Yeah, I can't remember if they started the twice a year thing, back right before the pandemic, or if this is a new endeavor for them.
I don't know.
Those wacky board gamers.
Yep. Dave Holmes says no Adepticon this year, wishing to move mid-year. Oh, interesting. Somewhere else in hot Arizona, or somewhere a little bit cooler. Let us know, Dave. Sean's plans for cons this year are Historicon, Gen Con, and Nova Open. I'm pretty sure I'll be at Historicon in July.
Is it still at Valley Forge this year, or is it back at the downtown Lancaster Convention Center thing?
It's at the Lancaster Convention Center.
Yeah, I'd hope to, at least maybe do a day trip or so and go up and wander around.
I might be covering that one for Wargames Illustrated. Possibly. But, I have to check. But the, might be running... So if I am covering it for Wargames Illustrated, I'll also be running the Historicon painting competition there. So if anybody is coming, they can bring along their painted minis for that. But hopefully I'll have some clarity on that next month, March maybe. But yeah, and Sean says, and a couple of others. Cool. She says rent an RV. That could be good. They just got to work out the right place to park it. But the last 2 years that I went to Gen Con, I slept on floors.
Yeah.
On an air mattress on the floor. One of them was in between two beds. At one point.
Don't step on me in the middle of the night.
Yep. That was with Rick and Johnny in 2018. And then,
I said, wow, I remember.
Yep, hearing stories
giving
about that.
all the stuff to tell Johnny,
Yep.
to plan for the show.
Yeah.
So I didn't go, which I wasn't that sad because that show is kind of intense and I didn't necessarily want to work it, but I told Johnny you need to hit all these booths and get all this footage.
It's all the stuff you need.
And I basically made him run around
Awesome.
all the demo halls and the vendor halls.
Did you get all the B-roll for you?
Yeah, to get all the B-roll.
Awesome.
That's the best part of Gen Con, is just literally wandering the exhibit hall for many days, checking out new games and demos.
And it was amazing to see people's setups.
Yeah.
It was awesome. We ended up making a video of top booth setups because it was it was so cool.
I don't go to play. I go to talk shop and see new stuff and, meet with industry folks for, meetings in the store and things we have coming out. And
Yeah.
it's just it's a working trip in the most of the sense, but But it's a working trip I have a lot of fun at.
Yeah. Ditto. Dave Hall says, nope, he's not moving somewhere cooler. He's moving somewhere swampier. Mississippi. No.
Missouri.
My mistake. Missouri. I guess that can get colder for sure.
Yeah, they definitely.
But possibly swampier. I would say more moisture there. But anyway. Well, that's cool. Hopefully that move goes well, Dave. And that it doesn't impact your miniature painting too much. But yeah, once you're there, you'll be a lot closer to Adepticon. You've got to drive to that. Sean said he stayed at a hotel at the airport and took Lyft into the city. Yep. I haven't quite done that, but usually going into and out of we use Lyft or Uber. I think Lyft was the official sponsor in
It was. They were
2019.
offering lots of discounts and things back in 2019 last time I went.
Yeah. Cool. JT's going to play and see some new stuff. Shades is interesting to see what impact 3D printing is going to have on the terrain tables at Adepticon, I'm guessing after 2 years of development. I think it should be interesting. I know that I've seen some photos of some of the Marvel Crisis Protocol tables. Mainly the, I don't know what the, kind of the cosmic tables.
Yeah, I saw someone the other day posted one of like a Dormammu Dark Dimension kind of table for Adepticon, and lots of cool stuff there.
Yeah, my buddy Rich sculpted some pieces for that.
Nice.
And they digitally sculpted them, and as the folks at Spray Team painted some of those up last weekend as well. So, yeah, I think it should be fun to see what new developments there are for that. But it's definitely going to be a fun show. Looking forward to it. There are also quite a lot of painting competitions, like not just Golden Demon.
Sure.
So I think Privateer Press have moved the Grandmaster from Gen Con to Adepticon.
There was supposed to be a Marvel Crisis one, but I think they said they were postponing it. Or something
unfortunately, I think Asmodee have said that they won't be attending Adepticon. So, because Atomic Mass Games are part of Asmodee, they had to postpone that. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be great when they eventually get to have that competition. I think so. People can do some fantastic work on those minis. I'd also like to see some conversions. I think it's about time that we start seeing some conversions of the
very
models.
hard to convert.
Yeah?
There's not a lot of give to them, like in terms of like just because they all have such dynamic, crazy poses, like jumping out of a
everything's
fireball
very specific,
or whatever. That there's just not a lot of ways to do it.
I'd say there's not a lot of easy ways.
Yeah, right.
But I think there'd still be lots of that's what would make it even more fun, I think. So, if you like your converting and you like your Marvel Crisis Protocol, that was me throwing out a challenge. There we go.
Do you know of any painting competitions for Gen Con?
There's always a Gen Con painting competition.
Yep.
That definitely get some very cool models every time.
Yep. Yeah. If you when you're looking on the site, look for the was it MHE Miniature Hobby Events, and it's up in the
mezzanine north of
northeast corner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, northeast corner of the convention center. That's where it usually is Not sure if it's going to be in the same spot there. But JT, somebody you can check out with would be Lynn Stahl from Metalhead Minis. So yeah, if you find Metalhead Minis on Facebook, and you can send Lynn a message, LYN, she'll be able to let you know. So I think I definitely know that Lynn's involved in organising a lot of the seminars and the miniature hobby events at Gen Con. But
they do a lot of paint and takes and other things as well. And
yep, a lot of great stuff. They have a lot of great seminars and paint and takes. They have well, I'm not sure if they'll have it this year, but like a charity speed paint event, which is fun to watch. There's some great painters along to that. But yeah, definitely worth checking that one out. And I think, actually, I'm not sure if anybody else is will be doing a painting competition, but
yeah, sometimes individual folks, maybe at certain booths, maybe
yeah, individual
would have something,
that kind of thing.
So hopefully this should be the first year, in a couple of years that things will be fairly normal at Gen Con, because most major publishers didn't attend last year because of, still on the heels of COVID and everything. So
yeah, I think it'll be
someone paint a ship from Reaper. I have one of their new boats. I have the glow in the dark one, the giant Storm's Wrath or whatever.
Okay,
and that thing is gigantic.
But it's glow in the dark, so
it's glow in the dark. So you don't necessarily want to do much to it because you want the cool effect of it glowing with ghostly dudes on the deck and things. But they make a non-glow in the dark too, which they call like Sophie's Revenge or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, very very cool ships. And if you have like the WizKids Fallen Star pirate ship or sailing ship as well, like you can have different styles of boats for your game. James says he has 6 of them. Well, okay then.
Yep. James is a big fan of boats. But yeah, I think it's been a long while since I painted the one of the Blood and Plunder ships on stream. Might have been
they have a lot of new stuff on the horizon from their various Kickstarters and things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at reaching out to that's Warlord? Not Warlord, that's Firelock.
Yeah,
Firelock.
Firelock.
And seeing if we can get some stuff on show.
Yeah. I think we're able to get a smaller sort of boat kind of level thing. We'll be able to do that on the show. I tell you that.
As long as it's small.
As long as it's small.
Not one of those big ones.
The size of my palette. Okay. So nothing too much bigger than that.
You don't want me to get one of those huge Spanish galleons?
I know James would love it, but no. There's a lot of work.
It's okay.
A lot of rigging and other things, and
yeah. One of the cool things that with that one that we did a while ago is that the rigging was all with fabric covered elastic.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So that you could tie a knot in it, pass it through the hole, stretch it up and over, but it was easy to stretch and sort of pull through the other side, tie a knot, cut it off.
As opposed to like an actual string that would be very flimsy and not have the tension you'd need to kind of.
Yeah, the tension would be the big issue, for sure. So yeah, it was nice to work with that. Okay. Something that just happened. I think this came up as a question on the Facebook group where somebody had an issue with paint rubbing off models and suggesting could I spray it with a varnish in between paint layers kind of thing, which you totally can do. Just trying to keep them light so that you aren't building up sort of thick levels. But on the scales here, I guess at some point when I had turned around, it rubbed against my fingers. So I just have to go back in there and... So there's me not using the painting handle very well. Choking up on it too much, getting up too close. So there we go. That's right, because we had the light coloured primer on there. I can just thin down that blue a little bit and paint it back over, and it's all good.
Did you do like a gray sear or something, or did you do Corax white? Or
Corax white on that. So with these, I primed them with black first, and then did a bit of a zenithal with the white. But I think might have been a bit heavy on the white. But I think it's okay. You see that? Those muscles? Check them out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this guy's pretty brutish.
very cool. I like those big, very ogre-esque snake men, on the 40s.
Yep. Compare him to... Oh, sorry. Let's compare him to one of the regular snake men. And then compare that to, like, the Ranger from the frameworks. Okay, so yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit by that giant, crazy sword from a snake man of that size.
No, you do not. Cool. One thing I did there was over the week, I finished off the Druid that I was painting last week. Didn't have too much to do, but I ended up, I think she might be on the close cam. Leona, if you can switch to that for a sec.
With a little familiar? With an owl?
With an owl, yeah. Oh, she wasn't quite in shot, so...
Oh, it's back.
Okay, there we go. So with the, I said I was going to paint the little thorn pattern on the back. Mm-hmm. And I must admit, I couldn't remember what I said during the show as to how I was going to paint it. So I just went through, and so on the coat there, the highlights were red leather with a little bit of bone white mixed in.
Right.
So I started with red leather to paint the thorn pattern, and then where the thorn pattern went over the highlights, I added in a lot more bone white to it to take it up towards that lighter patterning you can see on it there. So a little blurry, but I think in real life it looks less blurry, unless I take my glasses off, in which case we're all back to blurry again. But I was pretty happy with how she turned out. I'll just spin her around as well.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yep. Still a little bit blurry, but that's okay.
It's just because the camera's so far away.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely fun to work on that. Ooh, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
The framework, are there more frameworks models that are currently available or more that are coming?
So nothing is currently available.
Oh, okay.
They're all forthcoming, I believe. Right now they're saying March
Okay.
is the release for the frameworks. It was supposed to be like January, but global shipping as it is. So they're on the horizon. They're coming soon, and there are quite a number of models coming.
Okay.
If you do Google, you can see some renders and things for them. In addition to all the various characters, there are lots of monsters, including like giant $100 Baylors and really things with big flamey spell effects and other things. There's a new Beholder. There's a Mind Flayer. There's lots of there's boxes of orcs and kobolds and unit type boxes for creatures. There's a hill giant. There's a lot of stuff on the horizon and even more coming.
Cool.
So yeah, the Frameworks line is going to be really cool.
I'm talking with WizKids right now, so
okay.
Hopefully we'll be getting some to be able to paint them in March or April.
Right. Very cool.
The witch we gave away, Leona, back in the Christmas show,
Yes.
will come out on its own without all the little accoutrements of like the little hut and stuff that was part of the free RPG Day thing. So it'll just be a witch on its own.
Right.
So yeah, there's some really cool stuff coming with those guys.
Excellent. Cool. Josh has switched to Twitch. Everyone makes goblins riding spiders. No one ever makes spiders riding goblins.
Sounds like conversion potential.
Yeah. Or if you get some spider swarms and trim the little spiders off them and stick them to the goblins, you'll be all good. All good, Josh.
I'm really not bringing it.
Oh, did you need some paints, Jeff? I'm sorry.
I could.
Some extra paints.
Yeah, because I brought some contrasts for some things I wanted to do, and then I realized like, oh, I forgot other stuff.
Because we have a whole box, and then I also have two other things as well.
Cool.
So
That'll
sorry.
do. Thank you so much.
The other two are underneath.
Okay, cool.
Here.
I'm using them as table to hold my in my box.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Sometimes it's fun to make do with a few colors when that's all you have. Like, all right, we're gonna see what we can get out of this.
Excellent. There we go. Might make that a little bit more blue-green on the front here. And then go for that pink mouth. So at the moment I'm just mixing in some of the blue-green and some bone white to get those highlights for the edge there. There we go. And for the pink, I'll go with magenta. It was nice and bright. And will stand out against that blue. But I think for the rest of the sort of the little skirt pieces, the belt, so the chain, the shoulder pad, the torques, the crazy bladed fist there. Everything's going to more or less sort of match these guys. So anything that's a cloth will get that sort of pale bone-coloured cloth. Anything that's leather will be that red leather kind of look. I can't quite see it there, but on the... Here we go. The arches, it's like we've done for the quiver there, and also on the bow. And then the gold, which should be fun. Gold and blue and a bone always looks good.
Yep.
Nice sort of classic feel. There we go. Okay. Oh, James would like to see me paint a big ship. I don't think that's going to happen, James. Small boat, maybe. Small boat, maybe. Big ship, not so much. We'll see what Firelock are willing to send in. But yeah, but one thing I haven't asked is what everybody else is painting. I think David said he was painting a librarian, which is cool. Who else is painting what? James is painting a ship. That's my guess. But we'll see what everybody else is working on. Oops. I'm going to go with some white for the highlighting the, or mixing in to highlight the magenta in the mouth. Give it a bit more of that sort of realistic snake mouth color. Be fine. Just run that
We have a
one.
question from Jason. What is the easiest way to fix the mistake of getting highlight into your shadow, other than start over?
Right. Oh my goodness.
Sometimes, I mean...
Slow down, Josh.
You're taking it off the screen. Sometimes, you know, if you have that extra brush that's wet, you can kind of sweep it out.
Yep.
And, you know, so yeah, have another brush handy that's wet and just kind of get right in there and kind of...
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly what you're doing there is you're thinning the paint that is on there and pushing it away.
Pushing it away and wiping it off almost, and then...
Yep. And then, going back... I'm assuming that you're talking about if you've shaded with like a wash or if you shaded with contrast paint or something like that. The tough part there is then...
it'll reactivate kind of...
So, sometimes it can, yeah, if you get some sort of reactivation going. But the other thing you can try is, for example, if I'd got some... Let's do something on screen. Let's do that. So if I had this deep sea blue and got it down... Oh, yep, can we see there? So got it down in that area there. Where am I moving it? There we go. So Jeff's talking about having a wet brush. So just having that and sort of getting in there and thinning it a little bit. Obviously I left it a little bit too long, but there is some movement of some of that paint there.
Yeah, and you're just kind of basically washing it out, like washing it away, and then...
Yeah. So what I'm going to do there is, because I know that I started with the purple and dark blue kind of mix, I'm going to go back and paint that area. It's giving me that mostly purple kind of look. So now I'm going to mix a little bit more of the dark Prussian blue in. And keeping this fairly close, fairly tight to the area. And I can let that dry now, and I'll come back and have a look and see if my... It looks like there's a little area there where I probably want to mix a little bit of the purple and the lighter blue colors that I use for the highlights, just in sort of around this area. It's tough to see on camera, but I can see it here. But that's the kind of thing that you want to try and do. As you can see there, because I had to get because I got another brush, wet the brush, and then put it on, it was paint. That little bit of paint that I had in there was mostly dry. So as Jeff said, it can be a good idea to have if you're a little bit worried about it, just have a wet brush lying on, like next to your palette somewhere. It's going to roll across my palette right there. But anyway, so that you're ready in case something like that happens. It's almost like rinsing a stain, isn't it?
Right. Like you're trying to
get that happening first and
put the club soda on it right away before it sets.
Yep. touch that back up there. And yep, you can never tell that there was a bright blue splashed into that shaded area. So sometimes it's going to be sort of as easy as that because your colors are going to be ready in front of you. If it was done with a wash or a contrast paint or speed paint, that kind of thing, it can be a little bit more difficult, but try not to use those materials. Try and just paint it as a darker shade.
Right.
So
find something that matches and just right back over into that
Yep.
thing as close as possible, because 9 times out of 10 you're not going to see it as detailed once other highlights and layers are on top of it. So you'll just see a dark shade in there, and you'll be happy with what you have.
You'll be good to go. Yep. Exactly. So hopefully that's answered your question. Let's see what JT said. No painting tonight, but I need to put the finishing touches on the armigers. Very cool. Josh has another idea for an epic encounter between Hall of the Orc King and Shrine of the Kobold Queen. Plays a task with delivering a marriage proposal from the Kobold Queen to the Orc King, and must defy adventurers and other do-gooders and meddling kids to deliver the message and convince the Orc King to accept. He's reticent because the Kobold Queen actually frightens him. That sounds like a lot of fun. You should totally do that. Film it and put it up on YouTube. We would love to see that. Cool. Mike's painting a novitiate and another Templar for Black Templar's army or squad. Not sure. Sean is painting more metal White Lion Rangers. Fantastic. So Sean already has a Lumineth Realm Lord's army and is now working on a Cities of Sigmar sort of High Elves list.
Nice.
Looking cool.
Can do some really fun stuff with the cities, because there's so many options there for crazy builds of Empire and elves and dwarves and oh my.
Yeah. Nice. Maybe that first Facebook user wasn't Mike. Maybe it was Wyatt. Just cutting and trimming Necromunda terrain off the sprue, but I've also been finishing up some old Wrath of Kings minis and a few Tau drones. Very cool. The Tau been pretty popular in the
They are.
store
We've
recently.
sold out of our batch of our initial 20 or so codexes we got and all the combat patrols. And Dark Strider, whatever, the guy with the drone, sold a lot of him. And the Tau been very popular.
Yep, that's a very cool, cool little mini, that Dark Strider one with the little baby drones.
Yes.
They look great. Just as sorry, creative juices. That's cool. It's not a problem, Josh. You can do it. I just knew that. I just got worried because the whole screen shifted. All good. Sean says mostly Living City for the High Elves. So yeah, all good. Must admit I haven't taken a close look at any of that. I've been too busy painting my Caradron Overlords.
There's boats you can paint.
True. I wonder if that'd be okay for James. 'Cause I do have like 4 of those that I have to paint.
All right. Are they all sizes, from the Ironclad all the way down to the gunboats?
Yep. So I've got 2 of the gunboat, 1 frigate, and 1.
I've
Ironclad.
painted 2 gunboats and 1 frigate, and they're fun. They can be fun.
It looks like there's a lot of work in them.
There were like the big ball things. I did a lot of sprays of Retributor armor and washes and things on those, and then to get the a nice smooth on the boat, like the big parts of the hulls of the boats, I airbrush those just to keep them nice and smooth, so you can get one big brush strokes on these big areas or everything. So and I did mine like a Thunderhawk blue, like that dark kind of blue gray.
Okay.
Color scheme. But I have not tackled the Ironclad yet. I need to go back and do one of those.
Yeah. I'm wondering if normally I would start with the smaller ones and build up to the big one. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if I should start with the big one, get my fear of working on that huge boat out of the way, and then each of the others will be like, oh, this is easy after that last one. I know exactly what I'm doing. Might be the way to go. Okay.
WizKids T-Rex. That's a fun model.
Very cool. Kitty jumped on the table, so I'm done painting apparently. Oh. I tell you, this week because I've been working on terrain and other meetings and stuff like that, but I've been working up on the dining room table. And our 2 new kittens love to be on the dining room table when they shouldn't be. And that's like all the time. They should not be on there at all. They should never be on the dining room table.
Should never be on the dining room.
So they're yeah.
Therefore, they're always
always
know
there.
Instinctively.
Yep.
What did you end up naming the kittens?
The kittens are Gus and Simon. So Gus is named after it's Gus, named after one of the one of the, what do you call them?
The
Mice from
in Cinderella.
Yep.
Yes, that's amazing.
So Gus, and the original plan was for them to be Gus and Jacques.
Right.
But my eldest daughter didn't want a cat to be called Jacques. So the other one, basically my wife and I, wife took us down to Great Falls Park, which is just near DC. It's a very cool park to do a little bit of hiking and climbing in. And we went down there. And on the way back, a Paul Simon song came on the radio. It was You Can Call Me Al. So she said, "Oh, we could call the cat Simon." And I was like, "Why Simon?" And she said, "Because you can call me Al." And I groaned. And our daughters groaned. And now the cat is called Simon.
Yes. That's the best.
I said, "Why don't we call him Paul?" And she said, "I have a cousin named Paul." Just left it at that. It's like, I don't think we'll confuse the two. One of them lives here and wants to climb on the dining room table, and the other is a cat. Just kidding. Paul. The other Paul lives in Taiwan.
Sometimes my cat loves to get out on the table. Like, we have a very large square dining room table, and while we're eating dinner, because we just sit on like one, part.
One side each.
He'll sit on the other end and just kind of like lounge there, and and then sometimes he'll decide it's time to clean himself, and we're like, "Hey, we're having dinner here."
You don't have to do that. Yeah.
But that is my cat Mosby.
Mosby. Like Ted Mosby?
Named after Ted Mosby, yes.
Right. Fantastic.
And it's funny, I know 3 other people that had cats named Mosby.
That is funny.
And 2 of them were definitely named after like Ted Mosby, cat architect kind of like,
right,
like,
okay.
very How I Met Your Mother level. And I was like,
that's funny.
I thought we were being original here. All these other people have cats named Mosby.
So, that's funny. Yes. Cool. Oh, I just noticed. It is about to go 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Mini time.
Yep. Minis. So we will now go and have a look at minis from the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. Yesterday, Leona put up a post saying, "Show us your minis with detailed bases or decorated bases." And we got a huge reaction.
Yes.
So I think, how many comments did you say there were, Jeff? There were like 48 comments?
When I looked, I saw at least 48 comments.
Yeah.
Right. And so Leona has gone through. She's picked them all out. I think you were saying there's about 32, 35, somewhere in there?
Yep.
So we will go through these fairly rapidly. We'll pause every now and again. But if you want to see more of the photos, you want to have a more detailed look, definitely head to the Facebook group and check them out, because there are a lot of very cool ones there. So just painting those with red leather.
Real quick, there's a Hello Lutron, new viewer. They had asked a question. I didn't know if you wanted to address that before we went into our
Ooh.
minis.
Oh, okay. Been painting minis for almost 2 years. Still haven't tried OSL. Can you recommend a good video or way to start?
I've been painting minis for like 30 years, and I still don't like to do it. So I'll leave it at that.
I don't know of any particular video that's going to be better than another one. So I would recommend, first thing I would do is go and take a look at some of the work of somebody who I think did a lot of great pioneering work in miniature painting OSL, certainly for the minis that I know. That would be Victoria Lamb, who's an Australian painter. She did some fantastic.
Her Sisters of Battle flamers against the Killer Can is some of the definitely coolest OSL there is. But again, they're dioramas, so you get the awesome effect of what OSL should be.
Yep.
OSL doesn't always work on a gaming miniature because you're looking at it from different ways, and sometimes you're like, why is it bright thing,
Yep.
And because most of my miniatures are gaming miniatures, that's why I tend not to do OSL.
Sure.
Like, it's one thing if like a lightsaber's in front of a face, you can do some things that way, but it doesn't always work just with like holding a lantern up because
Yep.
it definitely is very diorama-y.
Yeah, I think the important thing that Jeff is talking about there is typically when we do OSL, we're going to do things that are glowing. Obviously, is what they're doing. So somebody might be somebody holding an orb out, a crystal ball, or a lantern, or a sword that's glowing. The best way to sell the effect is to have something dark around it. So if the piece that's is glowing is being held out, you don't have anything around it that's able to sell the effect. So if you've got like a wizard holding a globe in close,
right, then that glow can be on the cloaks or robes right around that orb. But yeah, Dave's right. If it's way out here, it doesn't necessarily work, other than maybe right on his hand or something right there.
Yep.
Just things to keep in mind when you're deciding if you want to do it or not.
Yep. But I would check. I bet you, buddy of mine, Vincent Venturella, has probably done a video on OSL. So I would say head to YouTube, go to the Vincent Venturella YouTube channel, and have a look through his his hobby cheats, he calls them, but they're not really cheats. They're basically he goes through and describes very clearly. Vincent's a really good teacher, so I would check that out. That's probably one of the first places I'd go to look. But otherwise, do a general search for OSL miniatures. Put that into the search bar in YouTube, and you'll get something that will come up.
And sometimes if you're trying to think of like where the light might even go, if you have like something small, you have like a little LED or something, hold it by the model and see where the glow is being cast or onto the model to give you a sense of where, like, okay, then that green would cast over here or whatever, from the orb, and just another way to look at it.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good idea there. Betsy says, recommend watching videos by Sarastro.
Yes, he has some really good stuff there, too.
Yep, he does some great stuff. Very cool Star Wars tutorials as well. So definitely check those out. And Betsy said, yes, Vincent has some great ones, very detailed. So very cool. Oh, Argumaniac. Hey, Dave. Steve J from Facebook, recently backed a new Kickstarter. Looking forward to it. Oh, awesome. Yay. Thanks very much, Steve. Appreciate the support.
Thank you so much.
Cool. And thanks for joining us. Very cool. So, yep, we're about to pile into this huge swath of miniatures. We'll wade our way through them, check them all out. So, very exciting. Oh, and thanks, Leona, for popping the Kickstarter link in the chat. Awesome. Amy Brooks has painted this excellent werewolf demon. It looks crazy. On top of a sewer grating. That's a big sewer.
I think I find sewers kind of frightening to begin with.
Sure.
The something's down there. Like the thought of like a demonic werewolf then coming out of the sewers. I'm like,
even without it and without demonic werewolves,
Right.
Sewers. I don't want to spend any time there.
There could be alligators. I don't know.
There's poop. There's poop. Straight up poop. I don't care what could be there. It's what actually is there, what I know is there. But yeah, no, I think Amy's done a great job here. I love that that sort of rusty feel that they've got on there. Nice sort of catching those highlights along the edge, but there's some great sort of dry brushing that is adding to that rusty texture. They're looking good. And yeah, with that, using that lichen around it, it almost does give it, talking about it, gives a little bit of that, the Barrens kind of feel. But yeah, that looks...
do you recognize the model? I don't know where that model's from.
I don't recognize the model.
Yeah.
But it is very cool. I love that, the bright green glowing eyes too.
Yeah.
But yeah. Excellent work, Amy. Nice one. Oh, AJ Hayes painted up this cool model. I'm thinking this is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like a robotic alligator, so it definitely has that Horizon Zero Dawn. The new Horizon Zero West sequel game comes out tomorrow, and I know people that are taking off work to play that game.
Play the game, right. Nice. But I think the basing here, AJ's done a great job.
The swamp and the tufts and things all, looks really cool.
Climbing up out of the basin. I love that it sort of drifts back to that blue in there. But yeah, which balances nicely with the blue in the eyes. Basically just said snap more from Horizon. So, yep. Excellent. But yeah, no, I think AJ's done a great job there. Really shows it, coming out of the water onto land where it is going to kill you.
I love the robotic animal things in that game. It's just a really cool concept of all those things.
I think it's a fantastic idea. Fantastic. But no, nice work, AJ. Looks great. Oh, Andrew Smith.
That is one of the Reaper elemental Scions, the water elemental Scion. That's really cool.
That's very cool. I love that he has a waistcoat.
Yes.
Little waistcoat with some shoulder pads there.
I mean, it's really nice to put the conch shell and things there too. They're really,
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm on the beach. I found this shell and I'm like, look at, and this thing comes out of it, and he's like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, can you grant me a wish?
You'll get 7 wishes. Wait, no, 3. Let's make it 2. But I think using the actual sand,
right,
and those tiny shells. Great choices there, Andrew. Looking very cool. And I'm going to say I love that the sorry, Leona. In that one, I love that the waistcoat was purple.
Right.
Next to the that lovely gold trident. So, excellent work. Cool. Thank you. Oh, excellent. Angie Schultz has been painting up this dragon. Is this a Reaper dragon?
I think it is, yeah. There's been so many big giant Reaper dragons from their various Kickstarters and things. That looks like one of them.
Yeah. And so I think, I'm guessing that the dragon comes on that sort of little terrain piece, the ruined wall there. And one of the cool things here is that the variety of lichens and bits and pieces that Angie's used around the base here. So just to give that a very... natural look, to a completely sort of unnatural situation.
Yeah,
dragon landing on a ruins there, but no, looking very cool. Nice work there, Angie. Oh, Art Dominguez. This is cool because this is like a giant miniature anyway. But by putting those trees that show, give it a sense. Trees always give a sense of scale,
right?
And by having that tallest one just sort of go up to the waist, just really makes that giant look huge.
Yeah, he looks like he's in
enormous. Yeah, but I think
he needs some pants though.
I don't know.
I would be terrified of that giant.
Oh sure, yeah. It's the blue eyes that I'd be terrified of.
Yeah,
blue eyes. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Very cool.
But it looks great, Art. I think your choice there for the scaling is spot on. Nice one. Ooh.
Now that's really cool because a lot of people have done lava bases, but that gives a really good sense because it feels like it's overflowing and it's melted through, and as lava would, instead of just being kind of constrained to a tiny little circle. The base is really giving a good effect there.
Yeah, I think normally you expect you see the model standing on little pieces of
right,
like magma.
All constrained by that whatever 60 mil base, whatever it might be. But now this lava is just flowing. And it looks really good.
And also the ground that they're standing on could be completely solid.
And again, perfect use of the OSL because of where the flame, the lava is glowing. It's raising up and hitting those right spots. Casting the light glow to the edges of the wings and on the legs
and up on the underside of the
like
wings
where
there.
you would catch all those lights. Very nice.
And I think it just looks great. And that basing is very cool.
Yeah, it's really good. That's some just excellent lava effect.
Yep. Nice work. Fantastic. Oh, Ashlyn is painting up some more sisters. So heavy bolter sister here. So I think the base looks familiar. Is it a plastic base? I'm not sure. But so I love that this base is cracked.
Mm-hmm.
The ground levels are different. There's chunks there, having that skull sunk in, and the also the heavy bolter casings, sort of lying right there. That she's already been firing that quite a bit.
And it's very battle worn. You have lots of good, cracks or scuffs on the gun and things. You know, it's seen a lot of action. It's fired a lot of heavy bolter shells.
It's fired a lot of shells, and it also has hit a lot of things over the head.
Right. Don't get so close to me. Boom.
Yeah.
Bashing a Gretchen skull in with that or an orc or something.
Yeah. Super cinematic. But nice work. And I think one of the other things as well is that the grass tuft is very desaturated on there, which means that the red on the heavy bolter casing, the yellow, the blue pop a lot more.
Right.
So if that was saturated on the base, it would draw a lot of that out of those other areas. But yeah, excellent work, Ashlyn. Oh, Yumi, speaking of lava. Oh, my goodness. Is it all lava all the time tonight?
Right. Again, cool.
Okay.
Cool lava effect that's dripping. It's bubbly. It looks really cool.
Yep.
And stands out nicely against the cool black or dark brownish. Can't tell exactly.
I think it's black.
And the glowing kind of parts of the crystals and things on that Warjack. That's actually
Is that Retribution?
It is Retribution. I think it's just a Warjack. I don't think it's a Colossal. I don't think it's big enough to. But I can't. I'm not 100% sure because could be all the way up to like the 120 mil base with the Colossal on it.
Could be. But yeah, Yumi's done a great job there, and I think we talked before about the previous one being on solid ground. This one's definitely wading through the lava, and you see the little crust starting to form around the legs there. So, but yeah, excellent work, Yumi. But Yumi usually does a lot of great Monpoc stuff. But yeah, beautiful. Oh, Betsy, showing us some more Horizon Zero Dawn. Very cool. And yeah, the base here is really nice. There's a variety of textures there. You've got some of that great sort of churned up mud in the middle, sort of going out to not so churned up ground. The snow texture in there, just enough there to give it that kind of soaking the ground kind of feel.
Right. Slightly melted, dirt kicked up with it,
Yeah. But looking very cool, Betsy.
Yeah, nice job.
Nice. Oh, Chris Gorka. Excellent.
Yes. Nemesis Dread Knight.
Yeah.
Also known affectionately as the baby carrier.
Yeah. It's one of those. We'll probably go into this in another show, but I have a whole diatribe about humans making human-shaped sort of robots or fighting machines that they stand in the front of, and other things that make no sense. But yeah, I think Chris has done a great job here, particularly with that basing. We've got some very interesting, very alien
Yeah,
kind
he
of
has
formations.
the rock crystalline kind of formations, and the little broken almost ones, like his feet are coming off. I can't tell if it's intended to be like that there's some flying out or just
Right.
thing,
Okay.
but they look really cool. And then the glow of the purple kind of around them, and then obviously the fire kind of alien tufts look really good. And when you have a model, it's so solid as like a silver of a Grey Knight thing. It's just silver, and then with accents obviously of gold and red, but that base helps really pull that all together.
Yep. I think it's kind of the reverse as well. When I mentioned for Ashland's base, where because there's so talking about all that silver is very desaturated. It's very desaturated blue and blue gray there. The having the vibrant purple and the orange and yellow on the base really does a great balance. But
it maintains army colors well, but still lets you do some really fun, cool things with it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Excellent work, Chris. Nice one. Sorry, just quickly before we get to Chris's piece. Jason has asked, is it best practice to base coat the base the color of the flocking you're planning to use? That depends. You could. You're going to get sort of different results. One of the things that approaches I usually take typically take is my base will be anything that could be earth. I'm going to paint like the earth color that I want to use. And then flock will go on top of that.
Right.
So if some of the flock gets knocked off, the earth below it
looks, just like you would if you
brown,
kicked up some grass or
sort
tufts.
of grass, that sort of thing.
The only time I find that the flock you should paint like underneath is sometimes with terrain, like paint the green before maybe you put some green woodland scenics flock down again, because if some of it falls off, it doesn't have this big white or shock of color under there. But for a model, I agree. I tend to do all the dirt or whatever, and then just glue tufts or flock down. The same.
Definitely. But Chris Sheen here.
I believe that is Shocker.
From
the sinister Spider-Man villain.
Right.
Shocker.
Yeah.
That is not a Crisis Protocol mini, so that might be a 3D print or a repainted HeroClix or something.
Could be.
But
cool. Yeah, I love the that it's got the sort of the money scattered all over.
Right. I've kicked open this safe and I'm taking all these things.
Punched it. It's got that little bag of money there.
Mm-hmm.
But great.
Nice job to paint the spilled bills kind of all over it. And
that definitely reads as cash.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah, good work there, Chris. Nice choices. Oh, Cornish Mikey painting. Go and add the Slayer. I think the mini is from Hassle Free.
Okay.
Is that right? I think
it's reminiscent of one of his barbarians or whatever, but
it's got that the big sort of thrud cross with Conan kind of look. But popping them on top of that dragon head is very clever basing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's now where that really the focus becomes that dragon head.
Right.
But no, I love it. I think done a really good job there. I love the blend from the
beigeish brown into the
blue.
gray and blue gray. Yeah, very nice.
Yep. I think it's definitely very cool. And then having those sort of nice sort of straw colored tufts around it again continues to pull those colors through to the base. But yeah, excellent work, Cornish Mikey. Looks very cool. Oh, Dana McCormick. Is this another?
That's one of the light Retributor jacks, like one of the small ones.
Okay, cool. And put it onto just jumping up onto a stump there.
Like you figure that it's jumping off then with the blades kind of behind it, like it's going to swing down and attack.
Back kind of that, coming in for a big hug. Mm-hmm. Very very cool there. I think just elevating it has that sort of dynamic sort of feel to it. There's a few see some leaves there on the base, so a bit of a forest floor kind of feel. Sean says tactical stump. Absolutely correct.
It's not always about the rock. Sometimes you need a whole tactical stump.
Yeah. Well, recently they've been doing tactical books. But yes, I think. Oh, Jesus, is a Karate Kid thing. Yeah. It might be.
It could be. Yes.
Maybe practicing his crane kick. But yeah, I think Dana's done an excellent job there in making those choices. Nice work. Oh, Denise has done a very cool connection here. I paint something I didn't mention last week, even though I wrote it in. I just recently did an article for Game Trade Media, Game Trade Magazine, which I think will be in the April issue, on painting mushrooms. So I love that Denise has chosen to do this on a piece of tree wood, because that's rotting trees, fallen trees is a great place for mushrooms to sprout.
Absolutely. That's the Reaper fungal queen.
Always is. Yep.
Yeah. So, with her giant Kentucky Derby hat.
Yes, it is very.
But yeah, it's very, very
day
nice.
of the races.
Yes.
But no, I think Denise has done a great job there, and I do like the. I'm assuming that the water on the base there is splashing up onto the rocks, which is cool. But yep, good job there, Denise. Looks cool. Oh, Doug Smith. It's painted on. So this is an Eradicator. Is that right?
Is that what they're called now?
I think they are. Yep.
Eradicator. Yeah, because like the heavy
with the heavy melter guns, 24-inch range melter guns. But yeah, so looking cool. Doug's gone with very sort of very sand-colored sand, but I'm pretty sure because of the sort of the evenness of that's painted. So you put that down and then come back and paint it with that great, very cool desert sort of color, which really helps those the tufts again, give it that great deserty feel.
I like tufts like that, or the two-tone kind of. You have the dark under thing. Gamer Grass has a lot of those, and with the lighter, raised up bits kind of thing, and it adds a nice effect.
I think it's definitely cool. Oh, sorry. Josh says we don't stump shame here. No, we don't. I wasn't going to. But yeah, I think it looks very cool there, Doug. Oh, we chose this one for Fabrice. Cool. This is one of the
from
Gale Force 9
version of that's the Descent into Avernus D&D module. That's the big bad.
Okay.
It's the fallen angel who's now a devil that rules the plane of Avernus in the 9 hells.
Do you know if the base comes like that?
I'm pretty sure most of the Gale Force D&D minis have a somewhat sculpted kind of base, and I think that slight bit of rubble ruin is part of it.
Yeah. No, it's looking very cool there. I mean, using the grays there for all the stonework and the smashed stonework and so on is good, because it for that glow effect that Fabrice is going for there, it stands out well.
Right.
Those yellows.
Because in addition to the halo fire, her wings are fire too. So you have the kind of light casting down from those.
From those, yep. Exactly. But they're not competing for anything. So that yellow and orange just wouldn't have read very well at all on a brown base, for example. But on that gray, it's reading really well. Excellent work, Fabrice. Looks great. Oh, Jan has painted up this very cool.
I have that exact lighthouse on my terrain painting table, since I do have two. I have a regular painting table and a terrain painting table. I have that lighthouse sitting there, and it's a beautiful 3D print.
If I was more organized, if I was as organized as Jeff, I would also have a terrain table and a hobby table. I have the space for it, but I don't have the space for it.
But yes, I love that lighthouse model. It's a good 3D print, and that they've done a great job. The little bits of the water, kind of washing up against the shore. Yep. And the dock pieces and things, and very nice.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I love the way that.
And I like that they chose like a different stone. It's not just gray. They went with the red, red stone.
Yep.
Something you would see like on the edge of King's Landing or the Red Key. Almost, in a different kind of thing.
No, looking good, Jan. Very cool.
There is some Nurgle coming at you from Josh.
There is. So I think we've talked about Nurgle before, and that it's the Nurgle is the god of life and death. So there's a different. These are all characters, I think. So there's
So you have Sloppity Bilepiper
on the left,
with, on our left. Yeah, so I guess
the best named model ever.
and Spoilpox Scrivener, and then that
maybe
is
that's
a plague bear champion.
Plague Bearer champion.
Yeah.
Right. After the others, Plague Bearer champion sounds like a dog.
Yeah, you know.
Sloppity Bilepiper. That's my
Yep.
favorite.
Sloppity Bilepiper is a great name. All the Nurgle characters should have great names. I mean, the fantasy or the 40K ones, you have your Nauseous Rotbone and all those things. So very cool.
But I think Josh's choice of all of these bright coloured flowers, sort of ahead of them, is great because as they're walking through, these flowers would spring to life, and it would look like they were bringing life. But as they move forward through them, they will then wither and die.
And wither and die, or cast
rot.
out some sort of puffball plague of mushrooms
Yeah.
and things that would erupt after them. And
Yep.
yes,
But no,
spreading
so
the pox.
Definitely a cool choice there. Nice one, Josh. Mark Maxey says, "Oh, Papa Nurgle likes." Very cool. Oh, Josh Mushel.
Yes, that is a WizKids. It's the Cyclops from their Unpainted line but it's one of the Magic characters from they do the Magic the Gathering minis.
Right.
I can't remember something BOR. Like it's one of the Magic cards from Theros or something. So yeah, it's a huge model. You can see the D20 for scale. But again, towering on like what we would see the edge of a shore. To give you that sense of scale. You get the waves kind of crashing up there. Yep. And just very cool.
Dave almost says, "I see you there." But looks great. Looks like he's actually reaching for that.
Right.
Die.
Give me that die.
But yeah, no, I think I totally agree. Those waves crashing up and everything just accentuate the scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, great work there, Josh. Looks excellent. Oh, JT's
These
been
are
working on these
a work in
armatures.
process.
Pardon?
These are a work in progress.
Progress. Yep. So one of the things that JT's doing here is that they're getting different scales of like gravel and
Are
dirt
these
on
40K or Titanica scale ones?
these are 40K scale.
40K scale. Okay.
Yeah, 40K scale. I think there might be some 3D prints, but one of the key things as well that you can see, particularly on the model on our right hand side, underneath the model, behind that sort of ridge of larger pieces of gravel, there's like cracked
Right.
sort of earth there. So that's using some of the Agrellan Earth shade, I think. Not Earth shade. Agrellan Earth technical paint from GW, where you slop it on, and then as it dries, it cracks apart. So it just gives those different levels of texture, because when you're wandering around outside, not everything is uniformly
Right.
gritty. There's a variety of it. So yeah, I think great start there, JT. Looking good. Oh, Jesus says not going to mention the elephant in the room on that giant. Might have to go back to it.
He has a mammoth skull on his arm, like on his shoulder pad, like with the horns kind of coming off of
okay.
it. So, dun-dun-dun.
Nice one. Sorry, Dave and Jason, when you guys make the puns, I expect these to be coming from Josh, but Josh is obviously out of the room at the moment. But all good. Yes, definitely an angry tree there. And again, when we mentioned, I think it was Angie's dragon, the variety of elements and materials you put on a base, particularly something that's going to be like a forested base,
Right.
really accentuates the reality, the realism.
You have a stump, you have a bit of a mushroom, you have lots of different textures of flock and tufts and things, so it looks like a very overgrown, forest that you have this tree-anty woodland thing kind of surging through. So very,
exactly.
very good job.
Any forest you go into, like 6 square feet, you're going to find like 30 different types of plant.
Right.
So, going down that path, excellent. Well, one of the things I do like is that the mushroom on the stump on the base
Translates to the top. Yeah, you keep those things going.
there.
Like it's just kind of woken up and Treebeard style. Like, I've just been sitting here. Let me pull up and.
Yep, exactly.
Very nice.
Josh says, "Nah, I'm painting a happy little mini." Cool. So he can't get to
His typing.
keyboard or his whatever. Very cool. Jason, yes, love the flock and the mini for sure. Louis Anthony Cintron has been painting this model. Do you know where this one's from?
I don't. That one I don't recognize.
It does look very cool though.
Could be maybe like a dark sword. It has a very Elmore, like, one of the Masterworks or Parkinson Masterworks or something, kind of Caldwell style to it. But yeah,
definitely a great pose. But I like the sort of variety here. It definitely has that fantasy feel because of that bright orange foliage and those like clean white rocks. Completely different to what you'd normally see, like gray rocks or brown or green foliage.
You feel like it's fighting in some sort of fall autumn setting. There's lots of beautiful colors that have fallen around and swinging that sword.
One thing that it's me is in one of the newer Star Trek movies, they're on a planet and they're sort of running through the forest, but the colors are completely different, so you know that it's an alien world.
Right.
It's got that similar feel for me. But yeah, so definitely cool choice.
Yeah, very nice.
Looking good.
I saw this one in the group and I was very impressed. I really like all the elements that are kind of going on here.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite.
Is, again, diorama-like. You're using the OSL very well. You got the cast of the green from the orb on both, onto him and the book.
Yep.
You have things obviously going on with the runes and things on the base and this beautifully kind of concocted room that he's in with all the phases of the moon and all these different pieces. Like, yeah, it's definitely a really, really well done piece.
Yep. I think this base might be from Dragonforge, sculpted by Chris Bora, but then adapted. Because Chris did a whole range of bases that had the great sort of...
it had like the magical kind of pieces
and lines,
things, right?
And skulls inset.
Dragonforge or Secret Weapon?
I think he did it for Dragonforge.
Did he do it for Dragonforge?
I could be wrong.
So I knew there were some that had the skulls inset too. I have it's like called Shattered Ritual or whatever that Secret Weapon did.
So Secret Weapon?
Secret Weapon had the Shattered Ritual, yeah. But I can't remember if they had the moons and things, because a lot of them had the like more chaos stars and like or runic pentagrams and evil kind of.
No, Mike's definitely made some changes there. And,
absolutely.
Sort of filled in some of those holes and painted those moons.
Right, and then you have the little apprentice kind of arms laden with books kind of coming along and. Yeah, definitely really,
cool.
Really cool. And great work on the book, too. You can see, there's obviously diagrams and things painted on there. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite pieces that I saw in the group this week.
Yeah. Looks great, Mike. Excellent work. Oh, Richie Mills. Painting on... cool. I bet you these are pieces of slate from Richie's garden. Or somewhere near. Maybe... garden at work or something like that, but looking very cool. So there's that big slice of slate underneath, and then the top part broken in what might have been like a superhero landing.
Right.
And sort of his werewolf has leapt through the landed and cracked. That there
definitely. I mean,
cool.
It looks like a cool conversion too, because I see elements of like a Vargolf or a Gorger type bits, and then but maybe adding the fur. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know. I thought maybe it was might have been like a Reaper Mini or something.
It could be that too. It's the four claws on the upper piece that have that very kind of look to it.
Right. Yep. But no, I think it looks excellent. I think choices on the base there, very cool. Nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice one. Oh, Sebastian. Again, we're talking about variety on a base, particularly with a natural base.
To use the reeds and like the tall kind of the pieces of things there.
Yep. Just Mandalorian sort of hacking through the jungle.
Sure. Looks like why it says that was a Zombicide mini. Oh, it might have been one of the ones from, from Wolfsburg. There was a like abomination werewolf kind of undead guy that was a leader. But yeah, they got one of the Clan Ren Mandalorians from Legion there. Really cool.
Yep.
And just it's a great effect too with the way that the cloak comes over the shoulder and onto the arm. It's like they're trying to kind of cut their way through the foliage. It's in their way, and yeah, all the pieces work really nicely on that.
Definitely cool. No, it looks great. Nice one. Yep. Oh my goodness. I just noticed that we have M pop in there. So Michael O'Connor from Facebook originally. It's been a while. Nice to have him back, Michael. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Welcome. We're just going through the photos from the group and focusing on the bases is what we're paying attention to. So, Sean's, I think it's Wild Rider.
They are the...
they're not the Konathi Wild Riders?
No, they're actually the old Wild, like Wood Elf time.
Yeah.
They were the Twilight Kin, or not Twilight, that was the Dragon Rush. But they were
let us know, Sean. But from the 8th edition,
right,
they came out.
Which, has translated into the cities and again, like we talked about before, but very, very cool. And of course, Dave says, "Oh dear,
oh dear." Nice.
And they're using the Age of Sigmar basing kit,
right?
Yep.
So that's definitely cool. Like big chunks of Storm Vault lids and that sort of thing broken there. But looking very cool there, Sean. Nice work. There we go. Josh has put down his paintbrush. Is this some kind of stag party? Yes, totally stag party. Steven's enough. Is this an old weird mini? Has a bit of that feel.
Might be.
Not sure.
Yeah, the little winged.
Yep. But looks very cool, and I think having them launching off that sort of rocky staircase there. Mm-hmm. I'm going to guess that's that Steve made that out of cork.
Yeah, it looks like layers of cork. Kinda.
Yep. Excellent. Dave almost says, "Oh, my flying Cossack." Yep. But looking very cool. Josh said he was in between layers, so he was able to join us for the puns. But I think excellent work there, Stephen. Mm-hmm. I think a nice sort of crumbly look around the edges is just working perfectly for that mini. You've got some height, some dynamic kind of look. Stephen has painted up this Blade Guard veteran, Space Marine Blade Guard veteran, and I think some great details on the base there. That's all sort of the rocky sort of areas, and I wonder if that's supposed to be blood.
Oh yeah, could be
layers of blood
taking off the Chaos Champion's head there, and it's just kind of.
Yep. So
do you ever notice the Imperium for being super never talks about Chaos? Like they got a lot of totems and trophies from them laying around.
Sure. They're just laying around.
Yeah. I don't know what this is.
Mm. I'm just gonna stand next to it. Take my photo, quick.
I don't want to have to exterminate your entire planet if you saw this.
But no, I think Steven's done a great job there. What I'm actually hoping is that Steven has an opponent.
That's
the plays Chaos.
Kind of Chaos army.
Yeah. You see Jeff folding his arms there, getting a bit defensive because Jeff has a Chaos army. And I would totally do that.
Absolutely. I've done it in the past. I remember my Tau had dead Dark Angels for my old opponent. Bill back in Pittsburgh had Dark Angel army, so there was always dead Dark Angels laying around or whatever.
Excellent. But great work there, Stephen. Looks like excellent.
Oh, that's very tippy. I like that. It's a very interesting take on the Slan. It might be one of the 3D printed like Lost Kingdoms or one of those folks that do really cool things.
Yep. And that base is wild.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wondering if that's if it is a 3D print or if it's from like a toy or something like that. I'm not sure. But super crisp edges on there.
Yeah, I love the portal effect on all the energy pouring out. And Michael O'Connor says you're from the Berg. I am from Pittsburgh, yes. I originally from Pittsburgh. Moved down here in 2003, but I lived there for.
It's been a while.
Years, yes.
Yep. But yeah, I think Tibby, you've done an excellent job here. Looks very cool. Nice one. Oh, Ty Bevington. It's a lot of. So we've got French Foreign Legion.
Yeah. See.
And we've got. Would it be Berbers? I'm going to guess Berbers attacking there.
That's your department. I don't know.
The historical stuff.
Historical
yeah,
stuff.
I could be wrong. But the brain is telling me Berbers. Yes, that's probably right.
I was yes. I mean, originally when I was 724 area code.
Oh,
after a
okay.
while. Well, 412 is in the city, so.
Oh, okay. That was outside of the city.
Right. South of the city and north of the city.
I'm a city boy, just not Pittsburgh City. Yeah, back to Ty's bases. So very cool sort of desert look. And again, as I think it was Amy's, I'm remembering, cast your mind back to the very first mini that we looked at tonight. It was had the green lichen around the sewer grate. Mm-hmm. Ty is using like a bone-colored lichen, or basically, I think this lichen is how it sort of starts out, and the green is a dyed version of it.
A very desert scrub land, all those things that you
great sort of tumbleweed kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great choice there. One of the things I usually say is, I can't remember who taught me this back in the day, but having one texture on a base is kind of dull. Mm-hmm. Having two textures is better. 3 textures is really good. That's where the sweet spot is. 3 textures.
Yeah, and that's often you'll see sand, maybe some rock, and then like some tufts.
Some tufts, really sand, gravel, and
brought it all together.
We've
come a long way from sand, goblin green, dry brush bases.
Exactly.
Of the 80s GW era.
One texture. Where everything was the same. Even the guys in Necromunda, where the sun never shines, were running around on green field bases.
Yes.
Yep.
Those first brown painted bases, you were like, what is that?
What's going on here?
Who's done that?
What's this? Is this Gorka Morka game? Yeah. But no, cool. Great choices there, Ty.
Last one.
Oh, Wyatt. Oh, my goodness. Nice. Yep, this is super cool. Oh,
that is a good spider.
Yep.
That was a very good spider.
Excellent spider there. I'm wondering, so obviously the base itself, it's got the circular base with the wall behind it, so the spider is kind of climbing down from it. Mm-hmm. I wonder if all of those webs are from either being done with like Uhu glue,
right?
Sort of the European glue that you can mix up and sort of stretch between things, or if it's been done with the is it Green Stuff World?
Green Stuff World has the spider serum that you can kind of spray through the airbrush, and it flicks little spider bits all over, webbing, and which I have a bottle of sitting there to do on something, but I'm always like, do I want to put that in my airbrush? I guess.
Yeah, too.
But that's very cool, and the kind of glowy green of the webbing too, very unnatural, right. and the dungeon tiles around it, add a lot. Like you come around the bend and you see that, you're like, I'm out.
Yep. Yep. Just says, guess who has 2 thumbs and isn't sleeping tonight?
Right. Wyatt says the webs are from spray glue. Oh yeah, because you can do like a spray adhesive,
kind of
thing too. Good idea.
That's a great result there, Wyatt.
Look, there's Mr. Alan Blunt has joined us. Hi, buddy.
Woohoo.
It's been a long time.
Hey, Alan.
Alan was my roommate years ago.
Yep. A long time ago. But awesome. So yeah, that's great work there, Wyatt. I think it's been very cool having a look at a very specific aspect of the minis this week. Great choice there, Leona. Sorry they didn't. Winner!
Yes, very good.
But yeah. Oh, Loctite spray glue. Okay, I will keep an eye out for that. Because I really love that effect, Wyatt. It's awesome. But yeah. So there we go. All those minis that we just spent the last, 45 minutes looking at.
Yes, so many.
From the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. We might have to extend the show next time. 2.5 hours.
Just
instead.
So many things to look at. As the group grows and more people, contribute. Absolutely.
Definitely.
It's
very
also
cool.
hard because I don't want to cut anybody out.
Sure.
So
I
yeah,
understand that.
because I like having a wide variety of ranges.
Yep.
Like what I like about our group is that it doesn't really matter you're painting
Sure.
expertise or your talent, quote unquote. We welcome all people.
Welcome you all.
Painting.
Welcome.
It's not about gatekeeping, so I don't want to like not have people see their
sure.
minis.
No, I do totally understand. I think
Yeah.
I think it was really cool.
You can put a limit though on the puns. Like if JT and they put too many puns, you'll be like, you're not getting your miniature shown.
Oh, good.
Too many puns.
Did I mention we'll say goodnight to JT. See you next
Bye,
week.
JT. See ya.
Oh, well, Michael says thanks for streaming again, and sorry I cannot be in the Facebook group. That's my Facebook account. That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. But yeah, so yeah, every week, Michael, we're on Twitch, so you can come and check us out. Same bat time, same bat channel. But yes. So yeah, very cool. I'm glad that we were able to see all of those. They're looking very cool. I'm going to just put this guy aside for the moment. I'm going to grab this guy. And that's a wonderfully detailed base.
Yes, absolutely.
That all I had to do was paint. So, super cool stuff. One of the things that I've been working on as well is I brought these in. So I bought these on Amazon. They're just 3/4 inch round plastic tubes that they use in like supporting cakes.
Okay, sure.
So I think sometimes they plunge these in and they have dowels can sort of come out the end, that kind of thing. But I cut up some foam from the Game Master.
Oh,
box
right,
set
yeah.
From the Army Painters Game Master.
And that
box set.
foam is more, is it more like a poster board foam, like it's foam between layers of paper?
No,
Or
no,
it's just straight foam.
Just straight up foam.
Okay.
It's XPS. So
Oh,
it's,
okay.
extruded polystyrene.
Right, as opposed to like the pink foam. It's a little different
Oh no,
consistency,
no,
or is it the same?
No, the same. So
Okay.
yeah, so pink foam is also XPS.
Sure.
So it's very sturdy. You can squeezing it there really hard, but leaving no sort of result there. But if you have something pointy like a
Right.
crumpled tin foil or a rock or something like that.
I wasn't sure if it was if it's like the pink foam, sure, or if it was more like, remember we experimented with that balsa foam stuff that was a little different consistency. Like,
Yeah, no, not the balsa foam. The balsa foam's a lot more like florist foam.
because you can kind of squeeze into it a little more
Squeeze
and
into it,
maybe
yeah.
put some texture if you like a roller or something to like put some of that in.
It's like, and it's also like sort of carving sand.
Sure. Yeah, kind of
like
crumbly
densely
a bit.
packed sand. Yeah. But no, this is exactly the same as the pink foam or insulation foam, blue foam, green foam, whatever you happen to have. But yeah, just sort of roughed up the edges with a knife and the little hot wire cutter sort of thing. Glued it in. I've covered it. At the moment, I've painted the glue, like PVA glue over the top there, because I want to eventually spray it. But that just starts to give it a bit of a protection as well.
Right.
But I don't know, Leon,
But I guess the Army Painter Game Master sprays are meant to spray that too, right? And without having
but I don't have the Desert Yellow just
Desert
yet.
Yellow, right? Okay.
Soon I will. But if you could switch back to the yep.
I'll just zoom out. It should zoom right in.
Okay. But yeah, basically with this sort of setup and building, I wanted to have that. Oh, I'll get this in the right spot in a minute. There we go. I want to have like a columned sort of room. So I've made 8 of these, and in the end I'll paint them up so they've got the same sort of stone kind of look. I'm very tempted to spray them with, particularly the columns themselves, with some textured spray, just to give it that sandstone kind of texture to it, which will take some dry brushing really well. But again, these are things that you can do on your bases too.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to expand it a little bit.
Like Dave's done on the tiles, don't forget too, like if you have a wall or something, don't necessarily just do all the same gray. Pick out those stones in like a beige or a red or something, because sometimes people have mixed in lots of different types of stone, and you can see that on the tiles there, the reddish, brownish, orangey type stone accents that just makes it look much more realistic, than you'd see.
Yep, getting that variety in there. Oh yeah, cool.
So on my base, because the spider's basically done, I didn't get to the rider.
Put him in the middle.
Yes. You can see I'm going with the Underdark kind of scheme, and the Underdark tiles that we're doing for the Kickstarter and the caverns are kind of done in like a purple with like a teal dry brush and then some washes to kind of give you that weird glow. Like the Underdark, is considered to be very like strange radiations and things.
Right.
And so I've kind of done the same thing there. I've painted the rocks that the spider's on with like a purple, and then I've dry brushed it with the same color teals and things that we've used there. But then there's a little spider on the base, so you hit that with that bright red, so you have that pop.
Right. Yep.
And then surrounding gravel and stuff just done with the grays and things there.
Another connection to coming in close is so Jeff's painted that red, the reddish orange on the back there. So that's the same color that he used on the
right. So just some accents on the spider, but you figure then the spider itself also has that similar teal kind of color, because you figure as a spider it's going to try to blend in with its environments and things, and it would match the coloration as close as it could, so it could be kind of holed up and you wouldn't drop on an unsuspecting victim.
Yep.
So then we'll just have to get to the rider, as we're running out of time on the rider, but I had a lot of fun with the spider itself.
Great job on the spider there. It looks very cool.
Yeah, just some contrast and then some highlights with regular paints over top of it.
Yeah, that's
lots
nice.
of fun.
Yeah, great sculpt.
Fantastic
do
stuff
that really quickly
with Steamforge.
But yeah, excellent. Very cool. So tonight we've painted some Steamforge stuff. Jeff's painted that cool spider and the base and the goblin to go. I got most of the way. No, maybe half of the way through my guy there.
Lizard Man.
So the
Brute champion, big guy. That's
Brute, who looks very neat. But he'll match in well with those other guys. I'm going to turn him a little bit. I've got some of the brighter highlights on that side. But so we're having lots of fun with these. Lots of fun messing around with dungeons and caverns and dungeon walls and all that sort of stuff. But if you like the look of what we're messing around with here, check out our Kickstarter, which is live at the moment.
Yes.
I think Leona has just popped the link in the chat. But excellent.
And definitely check out Steamforge Games for their awesome epic encounters for all your D&D and RPG needs. They all come with great little books with stats and an adventure.
Yep.
And there's always a box of like minions and leaders and things, and then one big giant monster that ties in with it.
Yep.
So each one is a dual kind of box.
Yep, definitely very cool.
Really cool
look
stuff
for this splashy magenta epic encounters. It's gonna be
they've done really, really good work with their
local
minis
store.
line. Yeah.
So I think what have we got? Sorry, just quickly, Wagner was saying I was watching a Halloween decorating video and they used Loctite spray glue. Cool. That was nice. Good find there. Michael says, what days and times do you stream now? We stream Thursdays, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. Yes. Dave Font says, Indiana Jones Nightmare Fuel. Indeed. First spiders, now bats. Josh, thank you. Leona has already answered that question. Nice. I should read ahead, shouldn't I? I should read from the bottom rather than the top. But all good. Excellent. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be us for this evening.
Yes.
We're nice and close. We'll finish a little bit under. Okay. Jeff's got a long drive home.
Yeah.
So we're going to let him out of here early.
Yay.
It's almost like we chain him.
Right. Well, thank you again for having me on the show. It's always fun, and appreciate the chance to come and hang out and chat minis and paint. Always a good time.
definitely cool. We're happy to have you anytime you would like to come along.
Yay.
But all good. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah.
If you are on the Facebooks, come and join us on the Painting Happy Little Minis group. If not, you can check us out on the Twitch or the YouTubes. We are on those as well. And we are happy to chat with you in the chat and talk about what we're painting and all that sort of fun stuff. So I think we're going to be doing quite a bit of D&D stuff over the next few weeks.
Yep.
So possibly getting some more of the framework stuff. As Leon
lots
was
of good
mentioning
stuff on the
before.
horizon from frameworks, more Nulzers unpainted minis, and like they have the whole new Critical Role line.
Right.
If you've been watching the Critical Role animated show on Amazon, it's lots of fun.
Vox Machina?
Vox Machina is very, I was a little leery, but I started watching it and I really enjoying it. Like
Cool.
it's way better than I, was expecting it to be, and I'm having a great time with it.
Cool.
So, but yeah, lots of cool stuff there. Yeah, WizKids is always knocking it out of the park with crazy D&D stuff these days, and
Yep.
maybe once I get back from the Gamma Trade Show, I can be on again, and I'll give you a sneaky report of all the coolest things we've seen coming down the pipe. So,
That would be cool.
yes.
Yep. We definitely like that.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I've been Dave,
And I'm Jeff.
and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.